The Philippine government will appeal the policy of Saudi Arabia imposing mandatory quarantine and swab testing for overseas Filipino workers who were vaccinated by the Chinese brand Sinovac. Labor Chief Silvestre Bello says that OFWs inoculated with Sinovac are still accepted in Saudi, but they have to go through quarantine and testing which are not required for other COVID-19 vaccine brands. Based on the guidelines released by Saudi Arabia's General Authority of Civil Aviation or GACA, only people with complete doses of Pfizer, AstraZeneca, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson are exempted from the institutional quarantine.
Kahit anong brand, basta na bakuna, pwede silang pumunta sa Saudi. Ang problema lang, kapag hindi mo doon sa apat na klase, ay kailangan pa rin ma-swab ka at makwa-quarantine.
Bello says that the government is thinking of giving single-dose vaccines like the J&J to OFWs to meet their deployment demands. DOH Vaccine Expert Panel member Dr. Jean Solante says the government should make sure that OFWs complete their vaccine doses to optimize protection. He also explains why some countries are not yet preferring Chinese-made vaccines.
The message here is when you have the first dose, that is not an optimized protection. When you give the second dose, at least you have an optimized protection, and that's where you can be protected. The Western vaccine, nakitaan kasi ngayon na ang data nila sa post-licensure or post-EUA rollout, maganda ang efficacy, no, compared to the Sinovac. Personally, sa akin, dapat walang discrimination.
And speaking of Western-made vaccines, President Duterte approves to give Western vaccine to seafarers and OFWs, a major boost in the seafaring industry that's slowly recovering from the impact of the pandemic.
We are very happy that we will have our seafarers prioritize ng vaccination, ng vaccines that are coming from the West. Because some of the European principal owners kasi ayaw nila ng Sinovac kasi.
Marina says that they have yet to receive reports of discrimination among seafarers who were not vaccinated by Western brands. The agency adds that the Philippines' decision to prioritize seafarers will help them to become more competitive and at par with other nations. Tristan Udalo, CNN Philippines.
Now back to